There we go.
Today's topics, yesterday's promise, tomorrow's future. Let's dig into it all on today's episode of The Brothaz. The Brothaz. Antavius Wing, the Justice. Fred Hawkins,
like tides,
the Conservative.
Atlanta, where it all collides. Fred stepped in, the trio came alive.
Aparicio Thompson,
one mic, now the story.
The Bleeding Heart.
Late nights, deep talks, the bonds grew tight.
Dr. Lamar White,
Dreams to the
the Love Doctor, for the Bro Mel segment.
We laugh, we share. Spinning life stories, no truth left spare. Brotherhood on air. Pull up a chair, three minds, one heart, we're everywhere. Brotherhood on air. We laugh, we share. Spinning life stories, no truth left spare. Brotherhood on air. Pull up a chair, three minds, one heart, we're everywhere. Aparicio and Antavius roll like tides. College days, Clark, Atlanta, where it all collides. Fred stepped in, the trio came alive. Three voices, one mic, now the stories thrive. Late nights, deep talks, the bonds grew tight. From dorm room dreams to the podcast light. Brotherhood on air, we laugh, we share. Spinning life stories, no truth left spare. Brotherhood on air. Pull up a chair, three minds, one heart, we're everywhere.
I swear, I was vibing so hard that I forgot to turn the music on. Brothers,
It grabs you.
what's up, brothers?
What's happening? What's happening?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, America? How y'all doing out there in TV world? So let's see if y'all out there in TV world can figure out that we've been fighting all week.
This was a rough one. This is a rough one.
It's a tough week.
We're missing a brother, not because he's no longer a brother, but he is still a brother, right?
He's still a brother.
Still
Yeah.
a brother. Still a brother.
But because he is actually having dinner with his real brother.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So his real brother trumps us and you, America. But we're going to get this done today.
We
And
got
we're
it.
going to lead with love. Right, Dr. White?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Right, Mr.
Right.
Thompson?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. All right, America. So we are the brothers. My name is Antavius. I am with my brother Aparicio and my brother Dr. Lamar White. And as I said, we are the brothers. So we got a real hot topic, I understand, right?
Yeah.
In fact, we probably got more than one because I had one and then I think you had one, Dr. White. Am I right?
Yes.
Mayhem, actually. Yeah.
When you get married, do you only hang with other married people?
It's probably best to. Nah, I mean, see, that's one of the Love Doctor episodes right there.
I just
That's-
want to know because it seems like when my friends get married, all of a sudden they only hang with married people. Like I can't get them to go out. I can't get them to hang out. They
I
were like,
think
you got a wife yet? Nope, can't come, bro. Lamar, am I Doc? Is that your experience or maybe not? Cause they
Yes.
come to you for the love experience.
That's pretty much it. But hey, I mean, I keep my circles real small. I don't like
Yeah.
squares. So
Got to.
yeah.
So
Got
I mean, but I mean, the majority of the people, I mean, majority of my close LBs, they're married and we still hang out.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it just all depends on the dynamic and all depends on your significant other. Because if your significant other has faith in you, have trust in you, then it doesn't matter who you hang out with.
That's true.
So,
That's so true.
but sometimes it's always easier. like they say, it's cheaper to keep her, but sometimes it's easier just to comply.
Yeah.
If that's the relationship you want to have.
Okay, so y'all are a little younger than me, but do y'all even know that song?
Was that cheaper to keep her? Yeah, I've heard it.
You heard it?
Yeah, I heard it, man. My pops, man. I know all the oldies.
Hey, that song was fire, boy, back in the day.
Yeah.
The cheaper to keep her.
A group of people come and start to heckle us.
Why even provoke on our campus?
New tonight, chaos here at the Tennessee State University campus after a debate group visits the campus wearing MAGA hats and carrying signs against DEI and illegal immigration.
Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us from TSU tonight after speaking with both students and that debate group.
Most students I spoke with are calling the conservative group who showed up here at TSU hateful. That group tells me they were just trying to have civil discourse with the students and are accusing those who push back of inciting violence. Video shows spirited Tennessee State University students gathered around the Fearless Debates group. David Kate is a co-founder.
We went from a peaceful conversation with students to quite literally a mob inciting violence against us.
He tells me they are trying to encourage debate on the heels of Charlie Kirk's murder. The signs the group brought read, DEI should be illegal and deport all illegals now. Let's talk. TSU senior Layla Johnson was there when it all went down on Tuesday. What did you think about the group coming onto this campus with those signs?
I just feel like it was unnecessary. Like, why would you come to a HBCU with all that commotion, knowing that we're going to say something about it? Like, they're just, like, insane.
Why did your group pick a historically Black college to have this conversation?
Is there a reason why we shouldn't go to historically Black colleges to have these conversations? We're not limiting who we want to go speak to based off their race, based off their gender.
The university is calling the group's actions hostile and saying TSU students conducted themselves in a professional and respectful manner.
Take a look at our last 6 stops, our first 6 stops. We have not had an issue like this whatsoever.
Layla believes they were not there for debate, but to provoke students.
I don't agree with it. Like, it's just nonsense.
The university says a group was escorted from campus. Kate denies that. He instead says they were taken away for safety. TSU adds they were not authorized on campus. Are you guys going to continue to just show up to public universities if they don't answer?
Absolutely. It's our free speech. It's our these campuses have a free speech area. They're public universities.
The university declined to comment further, but the NAACP came out in support of the students. Reporting in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
I guess the question should be, is free speech really free? But in this case, when you come onto even a public school's campus, you know you have to get approval. You have to get approval from student life, and usually it's the vice president of student affairs who has to give approval. And 9 times out of 10, they probably wouldn't have given this group approval. But again, Tennessee State, they don't really have an open campus because they have gates all around their campus. So when you go in, I mean, they might stop you, they might ask you where you're going, but they're not going to like check your credentials and all these particular things. So with this being said, and even what the guy said, as pertains to it's a public campus and we should be able to do this, that's not necessarily the case, because you still, even when, from my understanding, if you want to set up in a city, you have to get some type of clearance from the city to even set up to do something in a public forum, and they didn't do that.
Yeah. Out.
I think they were paid to go do that. I think that somebody said it in the clip, they went to provoke them, right? I think that they're trying to gear up that movement to carry on with the gentleman who's no longer here with us, to carry on his little thing he was doing. And HBCU, well, I guess maybe it could be a public HBCU. I thought they all were private, but
Yeah.
there are some public ones, because I know
There are
that
some public ones. Actually,
TSU and the state were going back. They get state funding too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a
All
bit.
right, but I think that he was just trying to. I think they were trying to provoke him.
I think so.
But, yeah.
It's very possible. This is ridiculous. But I like to do something if you all are okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I like to issue an invitation to that group. Whenever you get a chance, contact the brothers. We will go with you to let you know where you need to be, get you in the right spot. But come here. Come here.
Yeah.
Come here. Like your daddy say, come here. Come here. We'll talk to you. Talk to me. I talk back.
Yeah.
Right, brothers?
Absolutely.
I'll show you right.
Come to Clark Atlanta University. Or better yet, come to any of the Atlanta universities. Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, Spelman, Morris Brown. Even ITC. Go to ITC with that foolishness, if you will.
Yeah.
We'll talk to you. We'll give you the education that you need. And it likely won't be in by hands. I'm not saying we're going to put hands on you, but we'll give you an education.
Yeah.
Dr. White, why you giving me joy? I've already been fighting all week, man. You come bring this foolishness in here, man.
Well, we're talking about criminal justice reform today, so I think that we got to start, with having real conversations, real serious conversations about the things that are happening and how individuals in our country are basically not abiding by the Constitution, not abiding by the laws.
Like you just said, free speech ain't free.
It's not. Because you know what? It came on the backs of slaves, backs of African slaves, of Mexican slaves, Native Americans, of the Chinese workers that built some of the railroads. I mean, it came on the backs of plenty.
I'm gonna go to my neighbor's house, and I'm going to plant a sign in their yard saying "Wings East Wing," and I'm gonna go in their house, and I'm gonna just take over. And they go, "What the heck are you doing here?" I decide I want to make this part of my house now. Isn't that what America did?
Yes.
I mean, they did that, but they did it with a gun. They did it with smallpox. They did it through, like I said, in slavery, rape, all those things. So.
Wow.
Brotherhood on air, we laugh, we share.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be a heavy episode, but we're gonna get through it together. We got it ready to do it. We're the brothers. We're gonna come back after this break we're gonna take. When we come back in, we'll talk about my hot topic. It's gonna be a little hot, but we're gonna get through it.
From the quad to the world, every tale's legit. Fred's jokes hit hard, Apariso's wit. Antavius drops wisdom smooth and quick. 3 heads, 1 vibe, the chemistry stick. Topics that 3 minds, 1 heart, we're everywhere. Brotherhood on air, we laugh, we share. Spinning life stories.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We're back to the brothers. All right, my hot topic.
What is it? What's up?
Not funny. It's not funny, but when I showed it to people, I brought it up, and people was like, "That's gonna be funny. They're gonna laugh at that." I don't know, but it goes into our main topic a little bit.
All right, Sean Diddy Combs back in court today in an effort to have his guilty verdict thrown out. Combs is facing sentencing next month for his conviction on prostitution charges. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman has been following the case and has more from the outside of the courthouse in New York City.
Sean Combs is back in court for the first time since the day of his verdict. Now, Sean Combs ended up being convicted of 2 charges. Those were transportation for the purpose of prostitution charges. He was let off on the more severe charges of sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy. But even with these lesser charges, Combs' attorneys have been arguing that those convictions should be thrown out or that there should be a new trial if the judge is not willing to do that. This is a hearing on the post-trial motions. The judge is listening to arguments from the parties on these issues. What Combs' attorneys say is that this is an unprecedented use of the Mann Act, the federal law that makes it illegal to transport people across state lines for the purpose of prostitution. They say that these were consenting adults having sex and that this Mann Act has never been used in this way for conviction. Now, if the judge won't throw out the convictions, they say that a new trial is necessary because of the severe spillover prejudice from reams of inflammatory evidence that was related to those other charges that Combs was ultimately not found guilty on. There is a very high bar for throwing out a jury verdict, so we will see what the judge ends up deciding today, and we will keep you updated. Back to you.
I mean, it's not funny. That's real.
That's real. Who's KK?
I mean, the picture that says KK, hey KK, I need some more baby oil.
Hey, KK, I need some more baby oil.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
The question I have is, did KK bring the baby oil?
Of course he brought
KK brought that baby oil.
Baby oil.
KK wouldn't got that baby oil.
If it was, we don't know who KK is. If it was, you know what I'm saying?
No. So here's the deal. What's funny to me is I saw the video of this brother taking his sister and dragging her from an elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm a lawyer, so I get the arguments that the lawyers are making. They're arguing that, and it's a great argument, that it is not prostitution, but it's more so voyeurism, which is a protected First Amendment right. Right? I just don't know how they're going to be able to make the leap. That's my only concern. What makes it funny to me is this dude has almost already served his time.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
It's been like I would
be. It's been over a year.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he was, this whole puppy thing, I think it was more something to be symbolic and send a message than anything else. I think it was directed towards those in our community who are being more affluent now and are really beating the rat race and getting into positions of power and authority. I think it was a message for them to say, stay in your place.
Stay in your place. Right?
Stay in your place. And I think that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And as you notice, it silenced a lot of them.
Ooh, did it not?
Yeah, it silenced a lot of them.
Well, Dr. White, what do you think?
I think my man's been locked up for 14 months.
It's been 14 months. It didn't over a year, right?
I try to just Google, and I think it's been 14 months. So it's been over a year, just like you said. I think that it's been a kangaroo court, if you will, because what they did was they strategically dropped this I don't know how many year old, like 8-year-old video.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there was some type of gag order in the payout that he gave Miss Ventura, I think that's her name.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, CNN, the recorded whatever, CNN dropped this video, and then all of a sudden they're raiding his compounds, and all of a sudden they're seeking him, and he turns himself in. And now 14 months later, of course, they try to get him for RICO, but how you gonna do RICO when you only had one person? I think RICO was a criminal organization, right? Mm-hmm. So it was nobody. It wasn't Mace. It wasn't all the other rappers. It was just him. And then all that stuff got thrown out. Then they got him on the 2 lesser charges. But even on the 2 lesser charges, I think that, like a lot of people had said, I'm not in a legal field. I mean, I'm a psychologist, but I feel like they should let him go. I feel like that he at that point in time, he already served like 11 months or 12 months. So they should just let him go, time served, just do away with it. And I don't even know, did the DA get let go? The prosecution, did they get fired?
But it may be so because Trump has come in and he has fired all those federal prosecutors up there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so maybe so. Yeah. Should Cassie write a check?
I mean, she was caught up in that gag order. Yeah, she wasn't supposed to release that tape. I mean, she had just got paid. I think that, again, she was a pawn. You got election year. A lot of things was coming out. They raided his houses. They went to get something. They were specifically looking for something. You kind of look at him as the Black Epstein. right? So, you know, they went to get files up out of there. They went to go find the evidence because if I'm going down, he's saying y'all going with me. He hold that key, right?
He
He
got
hold
it.
it. Well, at least he had it.
I think he
But
still got it.
yeah, you think so?
I think it's overseas
Why he's still
somewhere.
in there? Yeah.
I think he
So
still got it, Doc. But
yeah,
so I'm of the opinion that she should probably write a little check too.
yeah. Let me ask you.
If there's a nexus that proves that she leaked it, she needs to be held accountable. He's held accountable.
Exactly.
You know what happens when people do things. For example, the Cosbys give this building to Spellman. And am I right that I heard that once he was convicted, Spellman told him that they were going to take his wife's name off the building?
So I think it was both. I don't know if both of their names were on the building, but his wife's name is still on the building, from my understanding. But something at Morehouse, they did take his portrait down or his name down. So his name has been taken down at one of those institutions.
How do y'all feel about that? Going into this main topic of criminal justice reform.
I mean, it's supposed to be innocent to proven guilty, but if you got the hue on your skin that we have, then you're guilty. You're just guilty. And you got to have the resources. And as you can see, even when you have the resources, like a Cosby or a Sean Combs, doesn't matter.
Not with us. It don't matter. I do think that, you know, psychologically people tend to place the blame on already convict somebody before you even hear the case, before you even go to trial.
Exactly.
And that probably leads to why we have so many people still in jail now, overcrowded jails, waiting for minor little offenses just to be seen or be heard, but you're locking them up as if they're guilty already. And that mostly happens with us, you know.
I have a story. I prosecuted for over 18 years and still serve as a prosecutor by contract part-time. I remember a story that I had from a young man who came in. He was about 24 and he had violated probation. And I said, why are you violating probation? And he was so articulate and smart. Well, he wasn't as articulate as he was smart, but he was able to communicate. And he sat there and he said to me, I live in the project. I won't call the name of it. He said, I live in the projects with my mom. I live there because I graduated high school, but I still can't find a job decent enough to pay my rent while at the same time help my mom out. I got my girlfriend pregnant, so my girlfriend and I were going to try to make a go of it. So we got an apartment together. You know, she's working, I'm trying to work, but we both just had high school diplomas. He said, so I started selling drugs. I only sold weed. I only sold weed. He said, and I got locked up. When I got locked up, that was the first thing on my record. So they put me on probation. But when they put me on probation, my probation conditions were community service, 100 hours, $1,000 fine, and drug and alcohol evaluation. And I had to also find a job. He said, so I get out. I was happy to get out. I go to my mom. I go to my girl, try to get the money for this drug and alcohol evaluation. They didn't have it. So I couldn't find a job at all. So my probation officer was on my head. So I just sold a little weed again. Because I knew I had to get the money to pay for the drug and alcohol evaluation, to go do the community service. I had to get the money. I didn't have a way to get the money. Nobody could help me. And it hit me that for us, the criminal justice system is a vicious cycle. It's a very vicious cycle. And it's an unforgiving cycle. And I not to say that this young man should have not paid his penance for what he had done, but it was very clear that he was a victim of his own society. So I don't know. Y'all tell me, how do we do this? I mean, we all work in this area. What's the answer?
I think, courts, judges, prosecutors, defense attorneys, yes, the law is the law, right? And sometimes things can be looked at as cliff notes. Maybe court is busy and you just like, everybody's, you're going to fine, get a fine, you get a fine, you're going to jail, you're going to jail. And don't recognize when somebody is truly needing help, resources. When it comes to us, we don't get that. When it's our counterparts, they get all the help in the world. The first thing they want to say is, you got a mental health condition. Really? Really? So they get the resources. They get the slap on the wrist. I tell people all the time, like, it's a difference, bro, just in how they're treated. Just say shoplifting. The way that we may be watched from the time that we go in, and somebody may shoplift that looks like me, there's a high probability that that person's getting arrested and going to jail. Now, for somebody who doesn't look like me, they're going to take the item back and say, don't come to my store again. Mm-hmm. It's a difference. It's a difference.
It's a scary difference. Dr. White, what do you think?
Weems, I would say, man, it's addressing the root cause of the crime, right? And it goes back to what you just now said. The root cause of the crime that he was committing is that he was trying to adhere to his release parameters, if you will, but he couldn't.
Yeah,
because we talk about this being a class society, and he so happens to be a have-not, so he could have beat somebody over the head and took it for somebody. He could have did some type of grand theft auto or anything like that. He went out, he sold something he wasn't supposed to sell, but it was to, again, try to fill the needs of his probation or his parole or where the situation is. So I think it's addressing the root cause of the crime. And that goes back to what App was just now speaking about. Our white counterparts that can afford an attorney, they can, argue different things like, oh, let's get mental health evaluations. To get a mental health evaluation, being a mental health professional, and we all are on this call, anybody can say you have anxiety. Anybody can say you have depression. Anybody, like, you can coach somebody into saying the things that need to be said and saying, hey, they've been presenting for 3 to 4 months, and guess what? You got that diagnosis, right? So, but all that being said, addressing that root cause for our community would be one defense, if you will. But when you talk about just the overall reform that needs to happen, we're talking about some big things that we haven't been able to do. Martin Luther King Jr. couldn't do it. Malcolm X couldn't do it. The Black Panther Party couldn't do it. And that's just tearing down the racial inequalities that exist. And as you see, everything that different administrations put in place, this current administration has taken it away. Yeah. So when you talk about DEI had nothing to do with giving unqualified people of color jobs. No, it's saying let's give the qualified people of color the opportunity to have a chance to even interview for a job.
That's right.
Like, how about that? Then we talk about critical race theory. Critical race theory just looked at how racism plays a part in society to where we don't have the same abilities of our white counterparts. I learned.
I don't think it offers any solutions. It doesn't offer any solutions.
Yes. Yeah. You're absolutely correct.
It's crazy. When you talk about this how society responds to different communities. If you're a woman, you're pregnant, and you have a baby, and you're addicted to drugs, and you have a baby at Grady Hospital, they will call defects. And that baby goes into care. And the mama goes home. But if you go to one of the hospitals on the north side and you don't look like us, it's my understanding that they have an in-house social worker that will work with you, and you and your baby go home. That's the difference that we experience.
Mhm.
So that reform that we talk about is tearing the whole book up and starting over.
Yep.
But they're scared to tear the whole book up and start over because what do you do in the interim? Remember during Hurricane Katrina, what they do with our prisoners? They put them on basically a barge in the middle of the flood plain. They didn't know what to do in the interim.
Yeah.
So the question becomes, what do we do in the interim, gentlemen? While we're reforming, do we keep the laws in place that are in place?
So here's and I'm gonna ask you this. Here's my thing about these laws, right? Because we got laws that people want to pull from way back in 14, 15, 1600 and try to hold you accountable in 2025 for the same thing. I think there needs to be at some point where these laws need to be relooked at to fit what society looks like today, right? How do we, to your point or to your question, what do we do in this reset? Listen, I know we had an episode where we talked about segregation or what have you, or those, it wasn't segregation, yeah, sort of segregation where people want their own little town.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think it's probably going to end up coming to that to some degree, and they're going to realize that they are really the minority because that old mindset, although it's maximized through media and all these things, it's not everybody, right? Having our own, investing in our own, protecting our own, but we have to bring up individuals to know the history for where they come from in order to do that for this generation. And I fear that some of this generation don't know historically like what's embedded in us. Now, if you go to Clark Atlanta University, of course, you'll get some of this stuff.
Right.
But they don't. Their revolution looks different than what our revolution, our rebellion looked like.
Yeah.
Right. They don't see racism, sexism, or any of those things in the way that our foundations were when we grew up.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? I mean, it's a great question. How do we?
Our young brothers don't seem to have the same value of life that we have.
Yeah.
What happened to them valuing life? What happened to that? That's what scares me. What happened? Well, who's your daughter gonna marry? You know, Cobb County always for me still for come on black boy. You get caught in Cobb County, you stay in Cobb County. It's like Roach Motel. You may check in, but you won't check out. So that's my piece, man. That's all I got to say on that.
Lamar, can I ask you a question? And this one, psychological questions. When we talk about reform, we talk about jail. And you expect somebody to change coming out of prison. Now you take somebody who's never been arrested. It's not who they are, but they get locked up and they put in cages like dog kennels.
Yeah.
It breaks a person's spirit because they got to now survive, right? And then I look at other countries, Greenland, Iceland, wherever it may be, Canada. Their jails are more, they're not as harsh like our jails and overcrowded. It's almost like they still have a piece of themselves and they still believe in rehabilitating. Yeah. I don't think we believe in rehabilitating, even for those that do. You got those bad apples, right? You got them, but we're not doing anything to rehabilitate them. We're just putting them in there. And you take somebody who's never been in jail, never been in prison in trouble, based on how the judge felt that day. Who knows? Do you think there should be some reform in that from that mindset of what it does to someone who went in one way and had to come out a different way, and then deal with a system, as Wings pointed out, with having to do probation, a probation that's set on them that they're not going to be able to do that?
So to answer that question, it just goes back to what William said. You have to tear it all down because these jail systems are not rehabilitating anyone. And then when you get into the jail system, like you said, you got to go to this extreme survival mode. So that's when actually you have to join a group, which normally would be a gang, but certain groups, and we're going to talk a little bit about this during the main topic, because my brother has been incarcerated since I was 17 years old. So he's been incarcerated for over 20 plus years.
Wow.
He went in a Christian and now he's a Muslim. And we're going to talk a little bit about the injustice that happened when the president I voted for, which was Joe Biden, did the war against crimes and drugs. And he got caught up in that, but he got caught up in it because we grew up have-nots. So to answer the question, Aparicio, man, you just got to tear it all down, brother, and start over. And like you said before, in other countries, there is humanity. The jails are just completely different. So, hey, we do need to take a break.
App, can you take us? Yeah, we probably need a something like
What? Listen, as William said earlier, it's a little heavy night. Before you go, please make sure you like, subscribe, share, follow at The Brothaz, TheBrothaz on all social media platforms. Tell a friend, share a friend. Let's talk. We all brothers in here.
From the quad to the world, every tale's legit. Fred's jokes hit hard at Barriso's.
Criminal justice reform, and pass it right back to you. Okay.
Okay.
Topics that matter, no cap, no game. Through the static, we're carving our name. Brotherhood on air, we laugh, we share. Spinning life stories, no truth left spare. Brotherhood on air, pull up a chair. 3 minds, 1 heart, we're everywhere. Brotherhood on air, we laugh, we share. Spinning life stories, no truth left spare. Brotherhood on air, pull up a chair. 3 minds, 1 heart, we're everywhere.
That's it. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Brothaz. My name is Antavius. I'm here with my brothers, Aparicio and Lamar. Our brother Fred is actually having dinner with his real brother tonight, so he kicked us to the curb. But it's all good. But so, listen, this criminal justice reform, that's probably why Fred skipped out on us tonight, because he didn't want to talk about this criminal justice reform stuff. Is that it?
I don't know.
This criminal justice reform stuff is heavy, but, we got to talk about it because it hits us more than it hits anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I know is that, I have a nephew right now that is in jail for something that I don't believe he did. How many of us have that story?
Mm-hmm.
How many of us?
A lot of us.
Right? A lot of us. But one that I think is particularly important and particularly touching, and you can't leave out the part about the DA's closing argument. That part you can't leave out. So, Dr. White, you had something that happened real heavy in your life, in your family. Can you tell us what happened?
All right. So, real traumatic time, actually, where this happened. My father had just gotten a bad car accident, and he was hospitalized. He was in a coma. He was in a coma for at least 3 to 4 months. And I don't think I've ever told you this, Wayne.
No. Months?
Yeah, months. One of my older brothers, I come from a big family. It's 21 of us, all my dad's children. So my brother, we call him Mister, but his name is Edward. He moved out to Minnesota. He came back from Minnesota to LA to basically raise me while my dad was in a coma, because they didn't know his swelling in the brain and things like that. They didn't know if he was gonna make it. But all grace to the Most High, God, brought Pops home. So when Pops got home, my brother was just running the streets. He wasn't selling drugs. He wasn't doing nothing. He was just hanging out. affiliated with a gang. So I would say maybe he's a gang member. But hey, he's running the streets. Pops is trying to tell him, get off the streets, get off the streets, get off the streets. So this one particular night, he came to the house, then he left. And when he left that night, he was walking down the street with my baby cousin, which is a female, and then one of his friends, and it was a drive-by. His friend got shot in the head. My brother got shot 3 times. He got shot twice in his torso, and once in his leg. And my female cousin, she got grazed in her leg. So when I seen him that night, he was in a induced coma. My pops,
Your pops just got out of a coma.
Pops just got out of a coma. So seeing him there, that was just shook. I was just shook. But again, resilient. Got it. He got out of there. He was supposed to come back home to Pop's house. Pop's, his only rule was gonna bring that gang to my doorstep. So my brother's still living that life. He want to be out there. Pops never kicked him out or anything like that, but he kept leaving the house. This one particular day, left the house and he was hanging out on the block, and police pull up. Yeah, my brother's on probation at this point in time. He's 17, 18 years old. And I'm in high school. So yeah, he's 17, 18 years old. Cops pull up. Of course, he's not doing much running. He can't get away with everybody else because he just got shot. So they got him, arrested him. So he's getting booked. He's thinking he's about to get out. And they're like, oh, well, we found the gun. Mind you, they were on a corner and it was like, I don't know, like 7 or 8 guys. He was just the only one to actually get caught, again, because he got shot. So again, they wound up saying that the gun had bodies on it, all these particular things. His prints weren't on a weapon. There was no gun residue on this, on, like, you know, from shooting a gun. None of that was on it. But they said, hey, this is associated with you. So wind up going to court. Of course, he was like Diddy. He was locked up for months before his court date. So court date comes. Again, the public defender couldn't even remember my brother's name. Honestly, couldn't remember his name. I mean, you never know who's going to actually defend you, because sometimes they do this rotation where you can have a lawyer that's a tax attorney.
Yep.
You know, which is wild as heck, but you just never know what you're going to get. So again, no real defense, because we couldn't afford one. So in the closing statements, this is what the prosecutor said. He said, I cannot tell you that Mr. White had this gun on his possession. I cannot tell you that Mr. White even committed a crime. But we know that he's a known gang member and he was associated with known gang members. And we think it's best that we find, you know, Mr. White guilty and we take him off the streets to make our streets safer. And he was found guilty. He wound up getting 110 years to life in prison. So he got 3 life sentences. And I don't know how you actually appeal your actual sentences. So all like 100 years got knocked off over time. My brother was smart. He went to a law library and he kept like writing. I don't know who he was writing, but they wound up knocking some of those sentences off over time. So 25 years in, well, during COVID, he had an opportunity to get out. But going back to what you were saying, App, when you're in this element, it's supposed to be reforming you, but it's really not, because you don't know when you're going to get out. I mean, he was supposed to get out during COVID, but he was doing little stuff. Like, I don't know what he was doing. I mean, contraband, who knows, buying cell phones and all this other stuff. That, how do you even get cell phones in there? Right.
But he's living the life now. That's his life.
That's his life. He's been there for 25 years. Wow. He's eligible now to, like, I guess it's like, he said something like, it's not an age out, but it's something when you serve the max time that you can serve on your on your sentence. So at any day, I mean, if he don't get any more trouble, he can come home. But I really think at this point, because he's adopted to that life, that he's afraid to come home. Mm-hmm. So though he can be released, I think he keeps doing these little offenses to stay in there longer. But this man has spent his whole adult life locked up.
It's like a excuse my analogy, but it's like a cage animal theory. You take a animal from the wild and then you cage them, and then at a certain point, if you cage them that long, once you open the cage, they're scared to come out of it.
Yes.
It's just damn. I'm sorry, Lamar.
Yeah, that's rough, man. That's rough. He could be afraid,
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back.
It's no secret. There is no place in the world like Clark, Atlanta. And no matter where alumni are across the globe, when October rolls around, the legends come home. What if we made homecoming even bigger? What if we tripled the number of tents available? Space for everybody. Block off Beckwith Street. More room, more ways to celebrate the way you want to celebrate. I'm talking space for every alumni. And we're raising the bar on safety and security. This is more than a tailgate. This is CAU Homecoming reimagined. And trust me, you don't want to miss this one. There's no place like home.
Clark, Atlanta nights where love burns bright under stars that never sleep.
Left spare brotherhood on it. Pull up a chair, 3 minds, 1 heart. We're everywhere. We're every 3 minds, 1 heart. We're everywhere. We minds, 1 heart.
That boy got that raspy in his voice that just hit. Made me want to smoke a cigar. Holy smoke. Let's see, I can mock it. 3 minds, 1 heart, we're every.
All right. Welcome back to the brothers. I am Aparicio here with my brothers Antavius and Lamar, and we missing our brother Fred. So, listen, I miss Fred, man. I love to hear Fred, his conservative views on social reform. He might have liked the MAGAs coming to, his hot topic.
That's why we escorting the MAGAs up there to Clark Campus. Come on,
Right.
y'all. Come on.
Yeah, man. Well, he got a red and white hat on. So listen, this is one of our favorite segments, your favorite segments, everybody's favorite segment, the bro mail. What do we have? Tavius, what do we have? What we got, y'all? I'm interested. I like bro mail.
All right. So, Doctor. Love Doctor. This is interesting. I was sent a copy of a letter that so a person called my office and they wanted to know if I did employment law. And I don't do a lot of it. So, but I said, send me what you've done. And they said they had been harassed at work. So this is what they sent. And I said, I'm going to read this on air. I got their permission, but here it is. I'm not going to say any name. But I will say it's a male. I'm writing to formally report incidents of sexual harassment and racial discrimination that I've experienced in my workplace. As a Black man, I feel compelled to speak up not only for my own well-being, but also to ensure a safe and respectful environment for all employees. Over the past 4 months, I've been subjected to inappropriate comments of a sexual nature, as well as racially charged remarks that have created a hostile and uncomfortable work environment. These incidents have included me being, people being called N-word, unsolicited sexual jokes, inappropriate physical contact, and derogatory comments about my race and about my background. Despite my efforts to address the situation informally, the behavior has continued. These experiences have impacted my mental health, job performance, and overall sense of safety at work. I'm requesting that this matter be investigated promptly and thoroughly, and that all steps be taken to protect my rights and dignity as an employee. There it is. What do you think?
Well, first and foremost, you know, I have a mental health background, so you're definitely gonna have to seek some type of mental health. But I want you to do this, man. It's something that they said, and I always say right before they box, you got to protect yourself at all times.
That's right.
So the first thing you got to do is you got to document everything. You got to write down every incident. You got to do the date, the time, the location. And what most people say is if it's not documented, it didn't happen. So if you have any documentation, sometimes, and even if you think it's going to happen, you might want to, depending on the state, sometimes you can just record it. But again, document. You want to review the HR policies. You know, you want to make sure that you understand your rights, and then you want to file an official complaint. But you can file an internal complaint with HR, but don't stop there. You have the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and as well as you might have the AG's office. It just all depends, and that's Attorney General's office. It all depends on the agency in which you work at. But if it's a public agency, a state agency, you definitely have the AG's office, right? And then the next thing, like I said before, it's your mental health, man. You have to lean on your family, your friends, mentors. I know I've done it a lot when I'm going through a lot of the different things, and ultimately you want to seek formal counseling. You want to go get some type of clinical counseling and get it documented. The reason why you want to do that is the next thing you're going to do is you're going to submit your paperwork from FMLA. So you're going to take your time away. I think you get up to 3 to 6 months. It really depends on how much sick leave you've accrued. But this is something serious, and I don't think that you should let this like go without a fight. And then also you want to make sure that at some point a time that you guard yourself against retaliation. So understand the rules. Understand that if you do all these particular things in this particular way, you have literally guarded yourself against retaliation. And then if they retaliate and they fire you, then guess what? You're gonna probably be a millionaire because you would have documented. You would have documented on all levels, and the attorney Weems firm can definitely help you out. So I think it's www.weemsfirm.com.
It's 4 W's.
Only 3 W's. That's an internal joke. But if you do all these particular things, you will definitely have the evidence that you need. You definitely would have all the documentation as pertains to the impacts on your mental health. Your mental health is very, very important. Without your mind, you won't be able to do anything. So I think if you follow all those steps, I don't know how many steps that was. I think it was 5 or 6. You should have a good case.
All right, good job. Thank you, Dr. White. Did y'all know that men can be sexually harassed at work?
Yeah. I'm sexually harassed.
But HR usually doesn't take it that serious.
Right. So let me tell you a story. It was about me. Okay. So I sexually harassed another dude at work. Y'all looking at me like, what the?
I ain't never heard this I ain't never heard this one.
So here it is. This guy, I was about 20 years old working at the Internal Revenue Service. This guy who's, he was Well, yeah, he said he was gay. He was very flamboyant. He came in to work one day and he went to the copy machine and he ran off a whole bunch of copies of a flyer to a party that he was having, I guess. But he left some of the flyers on the copier. I went to the copier next. So I see the flyer and I say, who put this old gay, and I didn't use the word gay, this old F flyer up here on this copier? Don't be bringing all this stuff at work. And I go back, sit on. Life goes on. All of a sudden, I get a notice that somebody has filed a sexual harassment complaint against me.
Wow.
Hey, Anthony. I remember his name. His name was Anthony. So I go get it, and it says I sexually harassed him because I made a comment about his sexual orientation in the workplace. I was like, you know me, I'm writing, but I am not gay. I ain't tried to hit on him. He don't like, I don't like the, I'm going in and then I read the policy. And the policy is very broad. So that was then I learned it doesn't matter who it is. Shut your damn mouth.
Yeah.
Just shut your damn mouth.
Yeah. It's even worse now.
It's even worse now. Because you talking about that was it, 1991?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got pronouns.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm not sure about. See, that's where I get confused. I don't know. I'm probably gonna be offensive because I don't know how many letters there are. I don't know about the pronouns. I have to educate myself.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, in this administration, there's only men and women.
And woman.
It's true.
And he reversed the bathroom thing where Obama said that you can use any bathroom regardless of the signature.
And do
it. He said no, sir.
So in Kansas City, Kansas, they have gender neutral bathrooms. Like all their bathrooms are gender neutral.
In the whole state? Oh,
no,
city? Oh, city?
In the airport. I'm sorry, in the airport. So it was like weird because I went there for a work event, and I went and I walked and I stopped because it was women walking in, and I was like, I looked around, and the cleaning worker was like, no, it's like both sexes. So it's like going into a club bathroom.
So where's the urinal? They got urinals?
They don't got urinals. Everything. It's like this big facility, and every toilet has a door on it.
Wow.
And it's like super clean, super nice. But like literally you walk out, you wash your hands with somebody, but there are no urinals. They're just private stalls, like private toilets.
What if you walk from the stall to go wash your hands and you still zipping up?
Then you're gonna see, like literally when I came out, it was a lady walking with her daughter right past me.
Wow.
So it's kind of like unsettling.
Yeah,
right? Because what about if you got got these sexual deep inside here that just do crazy stuff, pedophiles and all this different stuff. Like that's where I would be a little conservative. This is where I'm gonna fall into my Fred bag. I can't trust that. I can't trust that. I don't have any children, but if I ever had children, I would be fearful of my wife flying with our daughter or son. Again, I don't have a daughter or son. I don't have a wife, but if I did, I'll be fearful because somebody can snatch my kid and pull him into one of them stalls, and I wouldn't even know.
Hey, man, that's crazy. I don't know if it's interesting you talk about this administration. Some of the things I don't agree with, and some of the things I do. For example, if you were born male, I'm sorry, I don't think you should be able to play female sports or play sports with females. That's where I'm in my bread bag. Sorry.
I mean, it's Joanna Man. Like, come on now. You can that's just come on.
Joanna.
If that same player went to go try to play with the dudes, you're not getting off the bench.
Yeah.
But you go play with the females, and you like the second coming of Jordan with a wig on. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So
let me ask you something. Growing up in the streets, right? Or growing up, y'all didn't have any female cousins that was out there playing with y'all. Playing the sport.
Oh, let me tell you.
I did.
That's so funny you say that, because I remember a story, and I'm going to have one of my relatives call in or come on who can tell the story. I have two younger sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin Gary, whose birthday is tomorrow, happy birthday, Gary. My cousin Gary was outside playing football with his friends, and my sisters wanted to play, and we were over visiting. And so both my sisters go out there and they start playing football. And I go out there and I say, my sisters don't play football. I stopped the whole damn game. Now, I'm 11 years old, 12 years old. I'm going to stop the whole football game, right? That's just how bossy I am. Even then, Al. Even then. So I stopped the game, right? My cousin go in the house to tell my aunt. My aunt calls my mom because my aunt tell me, leave them girls alone. I tell my aunt, I don't care what you say. My sisters ain't playing no football.
Yeah.
I'll take that ass whipping today.
Yeah.
So she called my mama to tell my mama that I was stopping my sisters from playing football. And thank God for Marjorie, because she said he is absolutely right. His sister don't play no damn football.
Yeah.
And so she got mad at my mama. They had it out, but at least I was right, and my sister didn't play no football that day.
Yeah. My cousins, they would play like, we used to call it roll ball. Like you get a little stick, get a tennis ball, you hit the ball, and then you set the stick down. You got to roll the ball to see you can hit the stick, and then it's your turn. So they would play that with us.
Hey, what?
Yes, we call it roll ball.
This in Memphis or was this in Oklahoma?
This is Memphis. Don't start. It's in Memphis. Listen, everybody play roll ball, man.
Ain't nobody play no roll ball, bro.
We playing it on West Coast.
And we did play it on the East Coast in the South. So where is roll ball again?
Huh?
What is it again?
Right, so you use a tennis ball as your baseball, and you can take a stick or any stick. Typically, we broke off my great grandmama's broomstick.
Okay.
And we would use it as our bat. So whoever pitches the ball, the person that bats, wherever you catch the ball at in the outfield, you got to roll the ball from wherever you caught it and try to hit the bat. That's the only way that you can get your turn to bat.
But how do you hit the bat if you're rolling the ball?
You roll the ball in the middle of the street.
What do you mean roll the ball? What do you mean? Like get down on the ground and roll it?
Yeah, the tennis ball, you got to roll it like you bowling and try to hit the bat.
So where's I thought somebody was holding the bat.
He got to put the bat down. If you bat, you put the bat down by your feet. You put it on the ground.
Oh.
And then the person, whoever got the ball in the outfield, wherever they got it at,
they got to try to roll.
They got to roll the ball to try to hit the stick. And if they hit the stick, it's their turn to bat.
Damn, boy, you country's corn.
I'm telling you.
Damn.
Hey, man.
That's up on a farm, sir.
I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen.
Empress Cove.
Ladies and gentlemen, my brother is a country bumpkin.
I
love him just the same. I can say that, but you better not say nothing about it.
What's that?
I said I can say that, but they better not say nothing about you.
Oh, that's right.
Better not.
Want no problems, man.
All right,
that name come out.
So listen, this criminal justice reform is real, and guys, I would love for us to offer some solutions to the people. Is it possible, Dr. White, we can make sure we get something up?
No, definitely. I'll definitely send it to you so you can have the team put it up on the site. But Project Innocence is one of the household names. So if you feel like you had any injustice as it pertains to sentencing or being prosecuted, and you really, really have evidence to show that your loved one or yourself is innocent, I think that you should definitely send them an email, and I'll definitely provide all that information as well. And there's some other pro bono opportunities that pertains to just resources out there for legal services, and I'll send that as well. If you can have someone do something for you pro bono versus having a public defender, that's probably gonna be your best bet.
Absolutely, I would agree with that. Dr. App, you got anything for the people?
Yeah, if you was one of them out there selling food stamps, don't call that number. Don't call that number. You know you was trying to get, all y'all that be trying to hit me up talking about, hey man, you give me 100, I give you 300. No, no. You don't call that number.
Listen, people. www.thebrothaz.com. We are going to put some stuff up, man, because there are a lot of people whose family members have just been wronged. And I want to make sure that they're heard. I want to make sure that we send them in the right direction. As an attorney, I certainly have a heightened sense of responsibility. So www.thebrothaz, THEB as in boy, ROT as in Tom, HAZ.com. Please give us a call. Please go to that site. It is very much so well included. I tell them about the crossover event, y'all, where the brothers are going to be interviewed by the cousins in the cosmos. We're gonna go take over their show. We're gonna go take over the Martinelli show. We're gonna go take it over, and then they said they wanted to come over and see how we hang out. What y'all think about it?
Well, they should know.
Hey, they should know what we're talking about right now.
Right. We're number one with the bullet.
Yeah, y'all don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
You don't want to miss it. It's gonna be a great event. It's gonna be a great event. So, please, and check us out. We're everywhere now. Facebook. Where's we at? Instagram.
Facebook.
TikTok.
YouTube.
Black Planet.
Subscribe. We are
Black
not on
Planet. YouTube. MySpace.
Oh,
y'all know about the hente, but we ain't gonna go there.
Hey, where is Donald Trump's what's that company
it's called the Truth Social?
True Social. We gotta get us a True Social account.
I mean, they came to TSU.
Fresh goes to those.
Fred probably already got us a True Social account. He won't tell us something, so he don't put our name on. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Octavius. I'm gonna allow my brothers to tell you who they are. I just feel awkward. They right here.
Aparicio.
Lamar.
He said Lamar. That's my brother. My yellow brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get out of here. Let you have your night. We love you dearly, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Through the static, we're carving our name. Brother to the podcast light. Brotherhood on air, we laugh, we share. Spinning life stories, no truth left spare. Brotherhood on air, pull up a chair. 3 minds, 1 heart, we're everywhere. Brotherhood on air, we laugh, we share.